Everybody, it's Felicia Stitzel and welcome to this week's Wine Wednesday. So this week I'm going to use visual aids. So yesterday I was on 4 different webinars and 2 different training seminars about social media marketing, things that might be changing or projected to change for the winery industry for 2019. And all of these different webinars, they correlate with one another, and it actually astounded me on how many of them said the same message. Today we're going to talk about consistency, and consistency in your marketing and your advertising. So the reason why I'm using this visual aid is because I wanted to show you that if you don't have consistency in your marketing or in this visual, in baking, it's not going to turn out right. It's not going to be what you expected it to be, and this is why. So 3 simple ingredients, and this could be, you could create an analogy out of this where you have different components of your marketing, or you have different things about your winery that you want to share. Let's just say there are 3 things, and in those 3 things, though individually are essential ingredients, is put them together and blend them all into one combined effort to advertise, for marketing, to get more people in your door, to sell more wine. That is when the magic really happens. So we're going to do this. We are going to combine these 3 ingredients. Okay, see, I've done my marketing, right? I put it all together. Isn't that all it takes? No. All it takes is for you to actually turn it on. But if you only turn it on for a little while, you're not going to get anything. You see, I'm trying to make icing here. Do you see how this doesn't actually have icing on it? It's a bunch of powdered sugar and moist. So it doesn't work. You have to be consistent. You don't have to do it fast-paced all at once. You could even do it slow. But you have to be consistent, because consistency is actually what turns your marketing efforts. So now you have icing. That is what comes together when you are consistent with your marketing, is that you get the results that you're looking for. I have had a lot of conversations over the last several years during my marketing career, but mostly over the last 1.5 years, about marketing. People think, oh, I'm going to spend money, especially for wineries, I'm going to spend money when I have all of the tourists at my winery. My tasting room is full, I'm hiring extra staff to create or to keep up with the demand. I'm going to spend money when it's busy. Wrong. And I can't tell you how many times I have told this to wineries. Wrong. You don't spend money when the money is coming in. It sounds really crazy, and I know that this can give a lot of winery owners or business owners in general, this can give you guys a heart attack, because it's really easy to spend money when you know you have more money coming in. It's way harder to spend money when it's slow. But what I did at the first winery that I worked at here in Idaho, what I told the winery owner was that even if you don't spend any money during the summer season, because you don't have to, you've got a lot of people coming in organically, you can do a bunch of events, post on Facebook, everything you can pretty much do organically if you want to get by. The winery was doing really well. Their outside sales team was killing it. And honestly, if they didn't have a great outside sales team, the winery wouldn't have lasted throughout the summer either. But what I told the winery owner was that you need to start capturing your people, your tourists, your audiences, your customers. You need to start capturing their attention before the slow season dies off. So everybody knows that it's harvest season, and then harvest season gets through, and then things slow down a little bit, and then it's Christmas season, there's a big hype around Christmas, and then it dies. It dies from like New Year's Eve, I'll say, and that's stretching it for some places. New Year's Eve to the week before Valentine's Day. That is when it's projected for wineries to make the least amount of money. It's just nature of the beast. But what if you started capturing your audience in September? And just, even if you only threw a small budget towards it, you don't have to spend $1 million. Hell, I don't want to spend $1 million. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but you do have to be consistent, because when you start and stop, that actually sets you back further in your marketing efforts than if you were just to be consistent. Even if there's a woman who I was talking with that I told her, spend $20 a month, even if you don't need it. Like, her sales are out of this world right now. She doesn't need to be doing it, but she has a plan to be marketing later down the line. And so because she doesn't want to stop her momentum, I told her, just throw a little bit of money at it. Just throw a little bit of money. Just enough to keep people's attention and to keep your Facebook algorithm consistent. Once again, it's that consistency. You have to keep your consistency in order to actually get what you want. I can't tell you over the last year how many times I have heard from numerous people. I've heard this from my family. I've heard this from wineries, from tour companies. I've seen it for almost every industry I have ever heard of or worked with from the network that I talk to in the marketing industry. All of these things that their clients are complaining about on these groups that I'm on is that they run a promotion for a month, they don't do anything for 6 weeks, and they want to run a promotion again, and they wonder why they didn't get the results that they were wanting to in their second month of advertising after they had spent more than a month not doing anything. They wonder why. It's like sprinting. It's like when you run suicides in gym, and you start and you stop suddenly. You remember how hard, like how much that hurt your knees and your joints? How terrible that is for you? It's that starting and stopping motion, the stopping of momentum. When you have a full body that is running at full sprint and then stops. The momentum, your natural, in physics, your natural momentum wants to keep going because your inertia and all of your momentum is still moving forward. So when you stop and you hit that brick wall, it takes your entire body to stop and then turn around and go the opposite direction. This is why I wanted to talk about consistency. This is why I wanted to talk about, even if you're only doing $20 a month, even when you don't need it. So in the summer season, don't stop marketing. I know it's a lot easier to not want to market when things are busy, your tasting room is full. Don't stop, because the more that you can reach the awareness of people, the longer that momentum is going to draw you out through the slow season, so you won't have a slow season ever again. It's the nature of the beast. And that is how, if you are consistent with it, you will see success. But if you start and stop, I'll show you the graph right up here. When you start and stop, that is when you are not able to get the results that you want. You have to stay consistent. So I really hope that you got something out of this week's Wine Wednesday. I would love for you to reach out to find out what kind of things are being projected for changes and things that are certain outcomes for the wine industry or the social media aspect. If you want to know what's going on and what's changing, things that are going to be projected for 2019 and how you can capture that, I would love for you to reach out to me, let me know. And if you need help creating a plan to be consistent, you let me know. Thanks for joining me on this week's Wine Wednesday. Be sure to tune in next week for more tips and tricks of the trade. I'll see you next week.